Over $2 billion liquidated in just 24 hours, guys. This is huge. Like, wow. This is not a small number by any means. And of course, if you're comparing it to the FTX collapse and of course, the 2020 crash, I'm sure, when you put it from that perspective, you could really understand how big of a, deal this really is. And what have I been saying on a day-to-day basis? I want you guys to focus on the dominance index. I want you guys to focus on Bitcoin. I want you guys to focus on the external factors. And this move right here, of course, it was much bigger than anticipated because dominance went up to the likes of 64%. And Bitcoin literally, and when I say literally, it touched exact level that I spoke to you guys about. We're going to get more into depth, but I really want you guys to understand why you want to stay away from leverage trading platform. A lot of people got wrecked, and what's really crazy is that I don't want to name any influencers, but there's so many influencers out there that promote leverage trading platforms, and right after you did see these major liquidation occurring. $2 billion is not a small number, and these same guys are coming in and saying, oh, we saw a major liquidation, this is crazy. Then why promote it, right? I'll never understand it, and this is a perfect example why I never promote leverage trading and why I'm so against it. So if you're new to the space, guys, stay away from leverage trading platforms. I cannot stress this enough because moments like this could literally wipe out your positions. Even if people were using low leverage positions, they got wiped out. That's what I want you guys to understand. And let's continue to take a look at what happened. Looking across the board, major red across the market, double digit. We did see a little bit of a relief rally over the last 2.5 hours, as you can see, going into Monday morning. But in terms of getting excited, jumping around, I think we need to settle down right now. That's not something we need to be doing. Even though you're seeing a little bit of a bounce, that's the last thing you want to be getting excited about, because right now, there's still a lot of fear, and that's something I want you guys to keep in mind. But, this single-handedly was one of the biggest drops that we have seen for quite some time, and honestly was needed. But with that said, can things get worse? And we're going to talk about that. And you guys know what, keep it 100% unbiased with you guys. You guys appreciate that. Continue supporting, and you will see a continuation of these updates. But looking at the price, $2.41, down 17% in USD, down about 12% in Bitcoin comparative. Market cap at almost 140 billion, and the 24-hour trading volume, of course, is through the roof due to these liquidation numbers, currently sitting at about $28 billion. But before we get into any further, as always, just a quick disclaimer, anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in crypto. So fear and greed index, you can see, 44, we're in the fear zone, and I think we're going to get to, the more fear zone. So you got to look at it from, the investment standpoint as well, dollar cost averaging. People that are dollar cost averaging, and, this is a dream to them. And in my opinion, and I've been quite straightforward to you guys in the last few updates, if you did watch them, I'm very happy, and I actually would not even mind if the market tumbles more towards the downside, because it gives me an opportunity to be looking at some coins, that I have my eyes on. And I still do believe this is going to be short-lived. But, a few weeks could actually go by, where you see the market kind of stayed trading sideways. And that's why tomorrow is very important. I made an update about 7-8 hours ago, or even a little longer than that. I said next 24 hours are very important. You really want to watch the video in depth and really understand what I'm saying, rather than just focusing on the title and coming and commenting, what do you mean the next 24 hours? You need to understand what I am saying. And that's something I will never understand. Some people, just completely neglect and just completely go and comment that. But yeah, tomorrow morning going to be very interesting. I think are we going to hear more about the tariffs, because that has really brought in a lot of fear across the board. Look at this, guys. Crypto market has erased $12.7 billion in market cap per hour since the trade war begun Friday midday. That's about a $760 billion in 60 hours, a major drop. And moving forward, U.S. stock market futures plummeted after U.S. President Donald Trump recently announced trade tariffs on China, Mexico, and Canada, while around $341 billion was wiped out of the crypto market over the past 24 hours. And I think, we next few hours, to see how, the stock market reacts, how it opens. A lot of people anticipating that, the stock market is going to open up on a negative note. And of course, developments, we want to hear more about this. But there really needs to be a settlement, which I think might happen. And again, I'm just putting it out there, my speculation. If not, things can get worse. Right now, a lot of people might be bouncing around saying, oh, the market is bouncing a little bit, we're back in green. What if I told you, look at what happened with the dominance index? And your boy Crypto ZX has been telling you guys to focus on this day in, day out. And here we have it. We shot up to 64.36%. It's not something that you want to be ignoring here. A major increase. It was a wick up to that range, and again, this caused altcoins to go down substantially. Look at what happened with Bitcoin. I want you guys to understand what happened with Bitcoin price. Bitcoin did exactly, and I repeat, exactly what I spoke to you guys about. I was talking to you guys about the 23.6 fib support line. Go watch my recent updates. No one, and I repeat, I think it's probably very rare to see if anyone else called this. I talked about exactly the 23.6 zone. I said, there's a chance of us going down to that level. And will you look at that, right at that neckline, we had seen a little bit of a bounce. But with that said, this bounce is not something we need to be getting excited about. I still think next few hours very important. We could see this being a little bit of a fake out. Obviously, as the price of Bitcoin has been overly push towards the downside, this could give a little bit of a chance to see a bounce. And of course, we're talking about a major support, but you don't want to see the price of Bitcoin dropping below the 23.6. That's pretty much what I want to tell you guys right now. 23.6 is this support right here that we have built up pretty much over the last 2.5 months. And, this is the red zone. If you drop below, and of course we've dropped below it several times, but as I've told you guys before, if you don't see the price, dropping below and closing back up into the 23.6, we could actually see a 85K Bitcoin. Simple as that. I think 85K Bitcoin is on the table, and of course, maybe possibly down to the 82.9 as well. And I know not a lot of people want to hear this, but that's how I'm currently taking a look at it. And as of now, me specifically, everything I've said so far, and again, I'm not an expert. No one is an expert at the end of the day. We can kind of, base off of our, personal expertise. And so far, your boy Crypto ZX has pretty much nailed it as to, what Bitcoin was going to do. And here we have it, look at what happened with XRP. So XRP dropped below the 23.6 fib zone, a major pullback. And after the 23.6 fib zone, you saw XRP drop an additional 32%. We went down to $1.76, but did not last too long. We need to remember this was caused, by dominance specifically, and I'm only gonna say the dominance because so much fear right now. I think this caused, the dominance to spike up to this level for the first time in 4 years. Bitcoin, if you want to look at it from a Bitcoin standpoint, you guys might be like, Bitcoin barely did anything. Yes, we did retest the 23.6 fib zone, which of course is quite, a sharp drop. But, you still have not seen the price dropping below it. But, the dominance going up this high is the major catalyst behind this drop down to $1.75. And again, if you want to put this into perspective, literally since yesterday, you saw the price of XRP here. You know what? Let me make this a little bit larger for you guys. Here we have it. Literally since yesterday, the price of XRP dropped, to be exact, around 41.24%. And, as a crypto OG, and I'm sure all the crypto OGs can relate to this, this is something that you're immune to. Like, this is something so, normal to us crypto OGs. I've seen worse moves for altcoins in a single day. So even though we have seen a big recovery, and again, if you somehow timed this right, I do want to know in the comments down below if you got in around here, because you're up about 40% for XRP right away. But right now, the price of XRP is back in the 38.2, which is, of course, is nice to see. But I still do believe that, we need to really factor in what happens this upcoming week. Very, very important. If we don't hear any good things and, these tariff things continue to go on, I think, Bitcoin could potentially drop below the 23.6. And of course, the stock market, you want to have your eyes on the stock market, how that opens. If it opens up on a negative note and it continues, things could get a little bit worse for Bitcoin, even in my opinion. So, we could actually see Bitcoin breaking below this long consolidation phase within the 23 3.6, which of course will be bearish in the short term. So the next few weeks could yet again be bearish for the crypto markets, and I want you guys to be prepared for that. Obviously, have your risk strategies in play. And again, to all you guys, if you did not lock in profits around this range or had some stop losses in place, I hope this is a learning lesson, because in the crypto markets, these things are uncontrolled, right? And this is where your risk factor comes into play. If there was no risk, trust me, everyone would be driving Lamborghinis, Bugattis, and just be really successful. But that's not how the market works. But hopefully, we do see a bounce back. I do believe, based off of what's happening with XRP, major developments, none of that part has changed. I do believe that XRP will bounce back up, but in the short term, we could see a little bit more pain. Pay very close attention to Bitcoin. Next few hours, very important to see what we hear more about the tariffs. Love each and every one of you guys. Thank you for all your support. We'll see you later with Crypto ZX, and peace out.